They say I was cursed. They whisper it like a warning. Don't be like Midas. But I wasn't cursed. Not really. I was granted exactly what I asked for. That's the part no one wants to face. Sometimes the worst things that happen to us begin with something we did ourselves. I was already rich. That's what makes it so tragic. I had palaces, servants, vineyards that rolled over hills like silk. I had a daughter who ran into my arms without hesitation and loved me unconditionally. But it wasn't enough, because what I really wanted, what I couldn't name then, was to never feel small again. I wanted permanence, glory, control. I wanted to be the kind of man whose name echoed long after his voice was gone. And to do that, I needed more. More than land, more than people, more than love. I needed gold. So when Dionysus came, wild and smiling, and offered me a wish for returning his lost companion, I didn't pause. Let everything I touch turn to gold, I said. He didn't argue. He didn't ask if I was sure. The gods don't need to. They know how stories like mine end. At first, it felt like power. I touched a fig branch and it stiffened into brilliance. A stone on the path became treasure. My robe gleamed like morning light. My halls echoed with admiration. I felt like a god. I walked like a god. And for a while, I believed I had become one. Even when the bread broke in my hands and the wine hardened in the cup, I laughed. A small price for greatness, I told myself. A temporary inconvenience for eternal reward. My daughter. Gods. She was always interrupting. She tugged on my robe one afternoon, asking if I'd walk the garden with her. I waved her off. Later, I said. There are matters of state. She sighed. You're always too busy, she whispered. And I, distracted, dreaming of cities with golden gates and my name carved into coin, barely heard her. The next morning, she came running, barefoot, with a flower crown she'd made herself. She leapt into my arms, and I caught her, and I broke her. She froze mid-motion. Skin like metal, eyes wide and lifeless. The flower crown fell to the floor with a sound I will never forget. I held her, but I could not feel her. And I stood there, surrounded by everything I had ever wanted. A palace made of riches, walls that shimmered, servants who waited, and my daughter, cold in my arms. I tried to fix it. I ordered physicians, magicians, priests. I offered gold, all the gold, to anyone who could restore her. No one could. Because wealth can buy a monument. It can build a statue. But it cannot turn a statue back into a child. It cannot buy back a heartbeat. It cannot unmake the moment when you chose ambition over love. I had everything, and I had nothing. My wealth could not undo it. I called out to Dionysus, not as a king, but as a man stripped bare. I would have given him the world to take it all back. He appeared again, eyes quiet, not angry. Go to the river Pactolus, he said. Wash away what you asked for. The river was cold, humble. It did not shimmer or bow. but it let me in. The gold bled from my skin like sickness. My hands, once so proud, trembled like leaves in wind. And somewhere in that river, I left behind the man who thought glory was worth more than love. She came back, not with fanfare, but with a breath, a blink, a quiet, confused papa. And I fell to my knees, not in grief this time, but in gratitude. I did not become poor, I did not become a saint, but I did become better. Now, I give more than I take. Now, I walk with her in the garden when she asks. Now, when my advisors speak of expansion and conquest, I ask first if the people are well. Gold still glitters in my halls, but it no longer blinds me, because I finally understand. Wealth is a tool, not a purpose. Power is hollow without wisdom, and enough is not a number. It is a way of seeing. I used to fear being forgotten. Now I fear not fully living the days I have. And I tell this story, not to cleanse my guilt, but to warn you. Be careful what you reach for. Even gold is worthless in the hands of a man who doesn't know what he already holds.